Chapter 1 of At the Foot of the Rainbow. This is a LibriVox recording. All LibriVox recordings are in the public domain. For more information or to volunteer, please visit LibriVox.org. Recording by Kevin Davidson. At the Foot of the Rainbow by Gene Stratton-Porter. The Rat-Catchers of the Wabash. "Hey, you sweet-scented little heart-warmer!" cried Jimmy Malone as he lifted his 10th trap, weighted with a struggling muskrat, from the Wabash. "Varmint ye may be to all the rest of creation, but ye mayna night cases to me." Jimmy whistled softly as he reset the trap. For the moment he forgot that he was 5 miles from home, that it was a mile farther to the end of his line at the lower curve of Horseshoe Bend, that his feet and fingers were almost freezing, and that every rat of the 10 now in the bag on his back had made him thirstier. He shivered as the cold wind sweeping the curves of the river struck him, but when an unusually heavy gust dropped the ice and snow from a branch above him on the back of his head, he laughed as he ducked and cried, "Keep ye snowballin' to the 4th of July, will ye?" "Chick-a-dee-dee-dee," remarked a tiny gray bird on the tree above him. Jimmy glanced up. "Chickie, chickie, chickie," he said. "I can't tell by your dress whether you're a hen or a rooster, but I can tell by your employment that you are working for grub. Have to hustle lively for every worm you find, don't you, chickie? Now me, I'm hustling lively for a drink. And I'll be damned if it seems necessary, with the whole river of drinking stuff flowing right under my feet. But the old Wabash ain't running wine and milk and honey, not by the jugful. It seems to be compounded of equal parts of mud, crude oil, and rainwater. If 'twas only running Melwood, begorra, chickie, you'd see a mermaid named Jimmie Malone sitting on the kingfisher stump, combing his auburn hair with the breeze and scooping whiskey down its gullet with its fin tail. No, hold on, chickie, you wouldn't either. I'm too flat-chisted for a mermaid, and I'll have nae time to lave off gurgling for the hair-combing act, which, chickie, to me notion, is as essential to a mermaid as the curves. I'll be a sucker, the biggest sucker in the gar-hole, chickie bird. I'll be an all-day sucker, big gobs, yes, and all-night sucker, too. Come to think of it, chickie, be damned if I'd be a sucker at all. Look at the mouths of them, puckered up with a drawstring. Oh, hell on the Wabash, chickie, think of Jimmie Malone lying at the bottom of the river, flowing with Melwood and a puckering string mouth. Wouldn't that break the heart of you? I know what I'd be. I'd be the black bass of Horseshoe Bend, chickie, and I'd locate just below the shoals a-heading upstream, and I'd hold me mouth wide open till I paralyzed me jaws so that I couldn't shut them. I'd just let the pure stuff wash over me gills. Constant, word without end. Goodbye, chickie. Hope you got your grub, and pretty soon I'll have enough to drink to make me feel like I was the bass for one night anyway." Jimmy hurried to his next trap, which was empty, but the one after that contained a rat, and there were footprints in the snow. "That's where the parachaur of the Scotchman's comes in," said Jimmy, as he held up the rat by one foot and gave it a sharp rap over the head with the trap to make sure it was dead. "Dannie could no more hear a rat fast in one of me traps and not come over and put it out of its misery than he could dance a hornpipe, and him only second-hand from hornpipe land, too. But his feet's like lead, poor Dannie. He gets just about half the rats I do. He niver did have luck." Jimmy's gay face clouded for an instant. The twinkle faded from his eyes, and a look of unrest swept into them. He muttered something, and, catching up his bag, shoved in the rat. As he reset the trap, a big crow dropped from branch to branch on a sycamore above him, and his back scarcely was turned before it alighted on the ice and ravenously picked at 3 drops of blood purpling there. Away down the ice-sheeted river led Dannie's trail, showing plainly across the snow blanket. The wind raved through the trees and around the curves of the river. The dark earth of the banks, peeping from under overhanging ice and snow, looked like the entrance to deep, mysterious caves. Jimmy's superstitious soul readily peopled them with goblins and devils. He shuddered, and began to talk aloud to cheer himself. "11 muskrat skins times 15 cents apiece."
Sample complete. Ready to continue?